Bit of a different video for today, being Wednesday. So I needed something to record, and I have choice paralysis. I don't know what I want to record, and I don't know what to do. Like I'm looking at my demos, I see Ascent to Zero, Colossus Eternal Blight, and Diorama Break, as well as Kamifuda. But I'm like, I don't really want to do a demo playthrough or just a let's try again. At least not right now, because one of them is a roguelite or a roguelike. I don't know which one yet, and then the other two are more story driven. And there's like a small promise of doing a full on playthrough when they both get initially released, if I so choose to buy them and play them for the channel. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just look at a note that I made of, everything I want to do. So one of them I can't do yet. Well, I can, but it's going to take me at least 3 days because it's a difficult fucking video topic. Well, not topic, more so I'm going through a game again, but with a different build. The second one is going to be Friday's video. And then the third one, I'm like, you know what? This actually makes topical sense for me to do right now. So, with all that jargon out of the way, I want to talk about a card game. Not just any card game, but a card game that I fell in love with back when it first initially aired on YouTube. And that is Card Fight Vanguard, made by Bushiroad. So enjoy the Cardfight Vanguard Dear Days footage I am about to share, because I at the very least want to have something uh, playing over as I'm talking. So, why Cardfight Vanguard? Why am I bringing this up? Well, recently I picked up Dear Days, the first game anyway. The first game is $70, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's too expensive. So then during the Steam Summer Sale, I was like, huh, wait a minute. I really like Vanguard. I'm gonna check out how much Dear Days is, and it was at lower than $5 in U.S. currency. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna grab that because the only means of playing Vanguard that I had was Vanguard Zero, which, for those not in the know, was a mobile game. But Vanguard Zero changed a lot of rulings from original Vanguard, and I was not fond of them. I was not a fan of the changes they made. I thought they were bad, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm here to talk about original Vanguard, the original first season, or in my case, what I'm going to be talking about is the original first series, which is which I'm going to lovingly refer to as the Aichi saga. Aichi is the main protagonist of Cardfight Vanguard original season, original series. Now, in my personal opinion, it's probably the best card game anime to date. Still, even now. Again, original series at the very least. Hell, original season one Vanguard to begin with. Now, the only other card game anime I actually watched is Yu-Gi-Oh! And don't get me wrong, I adore 5Ds, right? Zexal is just Arc 5 was good. Vrains was good, but I do think Playmaker should have lost. But again, neither here nor there. So, original Card Fight Vanguard. Well, what is Card Fight Vanguard? It's a TCG, obviously, but it's very unique in that. How do I put this? Hmm. It's a very slow type of card game, as opposed to something like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's fast-paced. So, anyway, the main premise of Vanguard is you have two people playing this card game, and they go up against each other, right? Obviously. But the main draw to Vanguard is you have what is referred to as the Vanguard. So Vanguard has 6 zones that you can place your cards down in. The middle circle, that's either blue or red, depending on which side you're sitting across from, is the Vanguard circle. And it's basically your main key card slash the card that your deck is built around. So, say for instance, your deck is built around Majesty Lord Blaster. Your entire or all of your units are going to be playing around cards related to Majesty Lord Blaster, so Blaster Blade or Blaster Dark, for instance. So, or if you play Draconic Overlord, your deck is going to revolve around him, right? Uh, in Vanguard, there are these things called clans. Well, used to be anyway. There was Royal Paladin, Kagero, Novel Grappler, Dimension Hero, etc., etc., or Dimension Police, etc. But now they're just referred to as different worlds, like Ketra Sanctuary and Dragon Empire. But that started with Overdress. But original series Cardfight Vanguard was nothing short of amazing. Because in a majority of anime, at least combat focused anime, a majority of the time the main protagonist always wins, right? And the main protagonist will only lose like once, maybe twice. Not in Vanguard, at least original. In original series Vanguard, Aichi Sendo, that's his full name, lost like at the very least 4+ different times throughout the entire span of the series. Actually, he lost more than that, I think. Because he is an inexperienced card fighter, and he's just new to the game and, getting experience by playing the game. And it's fascinating because you don't often see that in anime where the main character loses not only just once, not even just twice, but a huge amount of time, right? Like, he loses frequently, not constantly. He does get a lot of wins, but he loses a lot. But that also allows him to grow as a card fighter, which is awesome. Not only that, but original series Vanguard does some really good foreshadowing. So, spoiler alert for Cardfight Vanguard original series. If you have not yet watched the series, I highly recommend you do. Start with OG and then work your way from there. But, spoilers. So, in card game anime, or at the very least in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's this wonderful little thing called the left-right roll. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'm going to explain. So the left-right roll is essentially whoever is on the left is the antagonist slash the rival character, and whoever's on the right is usually the main character, one of the main character's crewmates or friends, etc. Like the good guy. So you have the right is the good guy, the left is the good guy. No, this isn't a political discussion. Please shut the fuck up. So, with that said, the left-right roll gets used to a very, very good effect here in Cardfight Vanguard, because in the first two episodes, Aichi Sendo is on the left, and Toshiki Kai is on the right. Why does this matter? Well, in original series Cardfight Vanguard, there's this mystical power called Psyqualia. And Psyqualia is able to show the wielder the future and predetermine what card will win them the fight, basically. And Sequoia turns people into, I won't say egomaniacs, but power hungry people. In that, I know the future, and I'm going to defeat you with this card. And because of this, these people get corrupted, in a sense, because they're blind to see the truth. They fully believe that they are going to win as preordained by the cards. But fate isn't always written in stone. And it's because of this IG does go down a dark path. So, IG uses the clan known as the Royal Paladins. But, in the series, he drops Royal Paladins and picks up Shadow Paladins, which is a more evil clan. So, to explain here, Royal Paladins support each other, where you can superior call units or or they gain power for more units on your field. Whereas with Shadowpell is the complete opposite, where you retire your rear guards, and the card that is retiring them gain power. So, for instance, Phantom Blaster Overlord, or Phantom Blaster Dragon, if you retire 3 rear guards on your own side of the field, he gains what? Is it 10,000 power and +1 crit? So, yeah. Whereas with, say, King of Knights Alfred, he gains 2,000 power for each Royal Paladin rearguard you have. He doesn't have boost, but he has 10k power if you have 5 units around him, which is fascinating. So it's because of that that original series Vanguard does something that no other card game does. And that's have the main protagonist dip into the evil side and actually be evil for a little while. And it's because of the left-right roll that the foreshadowing was impeccable. Hell, even the fight where he gets broken free from Shadow Pal and goes back to Royal Paladin, he's on the left side of the table, not the right side, which is awesome. So, now with the spoiler talk out of the way, there's one more thing I want to mention, and that's the card game itself, or just how the card game is implemented into the anime. Unlike most card game anime, at least that I'm aware of, Vanguard actually treats it like a card game. Because you constantly have the characters referring to booster sets that are actually real in the real world. You have characters referring to, new packs, new cards, as if they just, recently released, instead of just anything else. And this continues into Overdress, not so much in Divines, though. Divines is different. But in Overdress, it continues even then, kind of, where the characters buy packs and get new cards. And that's something you don't see a lot of in card game anime. At least, again, I don't think so. Um, Again, the only card game anime I really watched was Yu-Gi-Oh! There is an isekai one, but I didn't bother watching it as far as like episode 2 because the quality was shit. Anyway, so yeah, original series Vanguard is perfect. It genuinely is. And want to know something awesome? Bushiroad is currently re-releasing original series Vanguard on their YouTube channel because of some other reason. But you can obviously watch it elsewhere. But if you want to support the official release, then tune in every Friday at I don't know what time. I think my time it's 9 p.m. Eastern. So go from there. I think anyway. Don't quote me on that. But original series Vanguard is being re-uploaded onto YouTube, which is awesome. But yeah, Vanguard does a lot right. It does. Anime. The characters are great. The card fights are awesome. It's treated like an actual card game. It's treated like a story to tell with the characters, and just wonderful, honestly. And I'm very happy I get to actually play the original Card Fight Vanguard TCG with Deer Days. Now, granted, Deer Days is overdress related, right? But still, I feel like I'm gonna have a blast. So, anyway, I think that'll do it for me. I've been Rikishi, and I will see you next time. Also, let me know if you want to see me do a full-on playthrough of Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days. I would like to do that, personally, but that's not going to be the next main thing on the channel yet. Not yet, at least. But yeah, until then, I will catch you then.